Hey, you guys lied to me. You told me Diablo 4's release is just around the corner, so we should go check it out. No, this is a beta. We paid $90 for early access, and we're a bunch of people here trying to break the game, giving feedback, and Blizzard completely revamping like everything about it every 3 weeks, okay? And testing out waters with like, is this gonna work? Is that gonna work? And 6 months down the road, I think Diablo 4 is gonna be ready for an actual release. On a serious note though, my honeymoon with Diablo 4 is now over. I've discovered the game as a brand new player to ARPGs. I loved the process. It was very interesting because it was new. There wasn't that much to learn. The game is actually quite simple when you get there. But now I start seeing things left and right, and now things sort of begin to maybe bother me to a certain degree and take away a little bit from that charm of being a player here and doing the things that I see as fun here, which is logging in and slaying mobs. Especially after the latest patch, which made me ask myself some questions. Now, I'm still having fun to a certain degree, but the actions being taken by Blizzard, even if towards a healthier, I guess, long-term game, possibly, because they might still fail. They're very questionable. In case you didn't know or you're not playing Diablo, Blizzard just basically nerfed every class in game, alongside, of course, the by now typical mini elves with like the bugs that come after every patch, etc. These we can turn a blind eye to because probably they're normal. From my perspective, coming from MMORPGs, I have a bit of a harder time understanding how you don't get these baseline things right in Diablo 4 before its release, because in MMORPGs in general, there's many more systems that you need to have working well together from the get-go. Now, looking at Diablo and just like objectively looking at the things that they have people do in game, it's Nightmare Dungeons, Uber Lilith, Open World, skill tree, and Paragon boards, right? So they have these like whatever 4 or 5 things that they need to really take care of, and they need to make sure baseline at least all of it works well. Apparently, that was not really done right in Diablo 4, and apparently the way we know the game so far in the past for the past 8 weeks is not the way the devs intended the game to be, because they are now trying to revamp the way crit damage works, vulnerable damage works, resistances and defenses work. They were lowered, so it's all basically completely changing. And I understand on one hand the fact that end game content, like real end game content such as Nightmare Dungeons of high tier like 80, 90, 100, Uber Lilith, which is an instance boss, the only instance boss that this game has, by the way, is being done in like what, like 2 minutes for an Uber Lilith kill. It's so trivial that people are selling carry runs over on the official Diablo Discord for 2 million gold just to take you through Lilith and get your title, right, or your mount or whatever. So that's like just like money that you can farm in like an hour and a half. It's just really weird, and I get them, but I'm just shocked, same as my friends were shocked, that these are the things we are currently on 8 weeks into release. And with this patch, people were expecting balance changes for classes, but not a complete restructuring of how the game feels for me. This is obviously a weird patch to put out, and it gives you a weird feeling, even though it might serve a good purpose in the very long term. I'm talking about 6 months to a year. Honestly, I've started to ask myself all sorts of questions, such as shouldn't these huge game changing buffs or nerfs be maybe tested first by QA more extensively? Or maybe how about like a beta server, like a test server where people can just hop in, because goddamn the community is big, and they just can give their feedback. Or maybe they should be part of a seasonal mechanic thing, like hey, you know what, listen, season 1, we have Malignant Hearts, etc., blah blah blah, with the elites, Malignant, and then all of you are also really squishy because we've cut the defenses on everything by like 30%, and then on top of that all of you do less damage, like crit damage, vulnerable damage, etc., just to see how you feel. Let us know how you feel in this season. It's the challenging season of the Malignant, and then decide if they will throw everything for everyone in everyone's eyes as in a final version. of whatever they wanted to do. I don't know, just to get some feedback. Another question that I've started to ask myself is, if these changes and if this is the course of the game that will lead to a potentially better future in 6 to 9 months from now, because it was not intended to be the way it is today, then why am I here now and not in 6 to 9 months from now, when they have at least ironed out these very basic sort of like game ideas and how the game is supposed to feel and how are we supposed to play it, and stuff like that, and honestly just know what they want the game to look like. This is not me asking for too much, I feel. This is just me asking for, this is my game, this is Baldur's Gate, this is Lost Ark, this is what we want you to achieve. In Diablo, apparently we don't know that yet. We don't know how the game feels because we never really got to feel the game that the devs intended us to. Honestly, I'm not here to forcefully stay patient for the potential of a brighter future and crush Java beans for the next 6 months just so I can, be here to witness the creation of Diablo 4. No, I want an already created game. This is not an alpha experience. I didn't sign up for a pure in development game, but I just want to have fun on like a daily, weekly basis, and solving problems in an ARPG should be fun, right? It should be one of the big parts of the game. Problems in air quotes, like in-game problems. How do I play the game now after these changes? How do I play my class after these changes? New builds, new ways for legendary powers. They are also adding new legendary powers, so it should be exciting. But most of the things that they've done just completely change the perception of the game in general. And I honestly feel that it's not a game that was ready for release. And quite frankly, I somehow feel compelled to play Season 1 right now because I spent $90 on the game. I cannot just have like 8 weeks of game time and then, it's just that's it. So I'm gonna play Season 1. I know that the game itself is still enjoyable, but there's just some big question marks that started to appear in my mind from the time they've announced Season 1, which I thought was a very safe take on a season, and I didn't really understand how playing in this season gives me a lot more fun than I'm already having right now on the Eternal Realm. Now I understand the value of playing in a season, but I don't want it to just be a valuable thing, maybe a FOMO thing. You get more gold, more XP, etc. I want it to be like a lot more fun. Having all of this said, even in the worst case scenario with Diablo 4, I think we have a lot of really fun and exciting opportunities. Stuff that's new, upcoming, old, just bucket list things. And I'm very excited, right? Whichever way this goes, I'm actually just really excited for the future. We're free of contract here on my YouTube channel. God damn. So exploring, opening our eyes, broadening our views, discovering in general is something that's, to me at least right now, very interesting. I thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate your time, and I'm gonna see you soon. Until then, take care and stay safe.